we would never catch up with white Americans, or we won't catch up with white Americans numbers-wise for a very long time. But the best thing we could do is get together a critical mass, which I think is what you were saying, a critical mass of people, and unite and work together. It's really basic language that we've been using as black people for years. The only time I've seen it in history is in the Civil Rights Movement. Since then, I've never, in my mind, seen a critical mass of black people working together with the same agenda. And step one, until we do that, our evolution is going to be slow. And that's really, I always tell people we're the youngest race on the planet. And we still evolving. 400 years ago, we didn't even exist. We was African 400 years ago. Now we are a whole nother race because of the mixing of bloods. And so, until we unite, we're going to always be lagging behind. Until we support one another. Sometimes I think black Americans, we don't have a clear vision. What is it that we're trying to do? Okay, great. This is your role, and like, let's say it's just 5 of us. We represent 5 groups or 5 tribes. We all have a certain. You might have a leader of 20 women. You might be leading 50 guys. You might own a school.
Models.
Yeah. Long story short, we got.
They gonna fight though. No, I'm joking.
But if we take our individual areas of control, our individual critical masses, and unite them, and not be petty, not project racism towards each other. Like I said, we have low expectations for each other too. We got issues with that of racism that we have also believed about other black people, which makes it hard for us to trust each other. So if I could sum it up, we need a clear vision. We need everybody to take responsibility. We need everybody to figure out what areas can they provide leadership. Whether it's just mentoring one kid or having a radio show, whatever it is, what role do I play in this movement towards this vision that we've identified as a group of people? And I think we don't have number one, the purpose of systemic racism, or the end result, is to produce poverty. That's why we're probably the poorest group in America financially. It's because we are also the most discriminated group. So it makes sense. The group most discriminated is going to have the least amount of resources. We immediately need to build an economy. Because until we build an economy together, we're never going to be able to get that momentum we need, because we're always, if you live in check to check as a group, or even as an individual, it's hard to be creative, it's hard to take risks, it's hard to go outside the box. If you live in pay to pay as an individual, paycheck to paycheck, same way as a group, as a collective group. If we all struggling, it's hard to have a vision for everybody and follow and know your role and do what you need to do, because you're constantly distracted by your issues. And so we have to, if we have a stronger economy, we now can sit in a situation where we're a little more comfortable and we can work together. So I would say the number one thing is economy right now. The second is education.
Save some of it. Don't go. Okay. Don't even bother going into it.
Okay.
Don't even bother going into it right now as it relates to breaking down.
Tell us where we get the book at, because we definitely gotta have you back to, because this is definitely a deep topic.
Maybe a little more on a regular.
Yeah. So tell us where someone can find the spectacular spectacle, The Invisible Gears of Systemic Discrimination.
You can get it on Amazon.
Okay.
Yep, Amazon. All my books on Amazon. If you go to the search box and just type in Andre R. Fields, it'll bring up a page that has all my books on it.
Okay.